Have you ever felt anxious and told yourself, I just need to stop worrying? But the harder you try, the louder your thoughts become. Today, I'm sharing 3 therapist approved tools that can help you calm your nervous system, regain control, and respond differently to anxiety. So, my name's Rick Cardwell. I'm a psychodynamic counsellor and a therapist. This is just a short video to help you manage your anxiety much better. Now, anxiety can feel incredibly overwhelming. It can show up as a racing thought, a tight chest, a restless body, difficulty sleeping, constantly checking, overthinking scenarios or conversations, and feeling like something bad is about to happen even when you're safe. And one of the biggest misunderstandings about anxiety is that many people try to fight it. They think, why am I feeling this way? How do I make this disappear? Why can't I just relax? But anxiety is not something that responds well to being attacked. From a therapist's perspective, anxiety is actually the body's alarm system trying to protect you. The problem is that sometimes this alarm system becomes oversensitive. It starts reacting to thoughts, memories, uncertainty, or situations as if they are immediate threats. So, rather than trying to eliminate anxiety completely, the goal is to learn how to respond to it differently. Today, I'm going to share 3 practical tools that I often recommend because they work with both the mind and the body. These tools are grounding techniques to bring yourself back into the present moment, cognitive reframing to challenge anxious thoughts, and nervous system regulation to help your body feel safer. So the first tool is grounding yourself in the present moment. When anxiety takes over, your brain often moves into the future. It starts predicting, what if I fail? What if something goes wrong? What if they judge me? What if I can't cope? The brain is trying to protect you by preparing for danger. The difficulty is that your body can react to imagined threats in a very similar way to real threats. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, your breathing changes, and your stress hormones increase. This is where grounding becomes helpful. Grounding is a technique that brings your attention away from anxious predictions and back into the here and now. And a simple grounding exercise is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. You notice 5 things that you can see, 4 things you can physically feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. Okay, so why does this help? It's because anxiety often pulls your attention into your thoughts. Grounding redirects your attention to your environment. It sends a message to your brain. I am here, I am safe in this moment, I am not inside the anxious story. For example, imagine someone is about to give a presentation at work. Their mind starts saying, I'm going to mess this up. Everyone will notice that I'm nervous. I'll embarrass myself. Instead of arguing with every thought, they can pause, ground themselves. They might notice the feeling of their feet on the floor, the chair supporting them, the sounds around them and their breathing. This creates a small gap between the anxious thought and their reaction, and that gap is where choice begins. The second tool is to challenge anxious thoughts through cognitive reframing. So this comes from CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy. And a key idea from CBT is that our thoughts influence our emotions and our behaviours. Now, this doesn't mean your thoughts are your fault or that anxiety is all in your head. It means the way we interpret situations affects how our nervous system responds. An anxious brain often uses thinking patterns that feel convincing but are not always accurate. For example, catastrophizing. Something bad will definitely happen. Mind reading. I know they think badly of me. All or nothing thinking. If I don't do this perfectly, I've failed. Now, when anxiety appears, one useful question is this a fact or is this a fear? And let's look at an example. Someone sends you a message saying, "Can we talk later?" An anxious mind might immediately think, "I've done something wrong. They're angry with me. There's going to be a problem." But what are the facts? The fact is, they want to talk to you later. Everything else is a prediction. A helpful reframing exercise is asking yourself, what is the anxious thought? What evidence supports this thought and what evidence does not support it? What would I say to a friend who is experiencing this? Often we speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to someone we care about. Instead of, "This is going to be a disaster," a more balanced thought might be, "I'm feeling anxious because this matters to me. I don't know exactly what will happen, but I have handled difficult situations before." Notice the goal is not fake positivity. It's not about saying everything is perfect. It's about creating a more realistic and compassionate perspective. And the third tool is regulating your nervous system. The third tool focuses on the body. Now, many people try to think their way out of anxiety, but anxiety is not only a thinking experience, it's also a physical experience. When your brain detects threat, your nervous system prepares for you to respond. Now, this is the fight, flight, or freeze response. Your body is trying to help you survive. But when anxiety becomes frequent, your nervous system may stay activated for longer than is necessary. And this is why body-based techniques can be so effective. One simple tool is controlled breathing. A longer exhale can help signal safety to your nervous system. For example, breathe in gently, breathe out slowly. Repeat this several times. The aim is not to force yourself to relax. The aim is to communicate, "I am safe enough in this moment." Other nervous system regulation tools include walking, especially outdoors, gentle stretching, relaxing your jaw and shoulders, and reducing muscle tension through progressive relaxation. Using your senses to create calming experiences. Let's imagine someone experiences anxiety before travelling. They might say, "What if something goes wrong?" Their body responds with tension, increased heart rate, and shallow breathing. Using breathing and grounding before the journey helps their body move out of emergency mode. When the body feels calmer, the mind often becomes easier to manage too. Now, bringing the three tools together, the most powerful approach is to combine these tools. Imagine anxiety as a wave. You don't need to fight the wave, You need skills to help you ride the wave. Grounding helps you stay connected to the present. Cognitive reframing helps you respond differently to anxious thoughts. And nervous system regulation helps your body move towards safety. Together, they create a different relationship with anxiety. You begin moving from anxiety is taking me over to anxiety is here, but I have tools to manage it. So if you experience anxiety, remember that change usually happens through practice. These tools are skills, and like any skill, they become stronger with repetition. Try choosing just one of those techniques this week. Notice when anxiety appears, notice what your mind says, and notice what your body does. And practice responding with curiosity rather than fear. So if you found this helpful, then please share this video or save it for when anxiety feels overwhelming. Pass it on to somebody who you feel may benefit from this content. And remember, anxiety is a signal, not a command. You can learn to listen to it without letting it control your life. So if anxiety is something that you suffer from and you do want help with that, then I've put out lots of videos on these things. If you want to contact me for a free chat, we could give some a look at your situation and work out the best way forward for you. But more than that, remember that nothing when it comes to anxiety is fixed, and your anxiety can be brought under control and you can have a healthier life. So thanks for watching. I'll be back with another video shortly.